Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. Today we are going to be doing a pick-a-pile reading. I love to do these because these are totally timeless. So whenever you are stumbling upon this reading, this is the reading for you. You are being guided to check this reading out and see what messages the angels have for you within the reading. So we're going to be diving in to these 3 different piles, and I'm going to have you choose amongst the piles. So check this picture out and just take a minute. And as you are taking a minute, just check out the 3 different piles of cards, and I just want you to feel out what one feels best for you. What do your eyes get pulled to? What are you feeling the most drawn to? Number 1, 2, or 3. And we're going to be answering the question, should I make this change? Okay, so whatever change you have in mind, I want you to put that in your mind, to focus on that change you want to make, and then focus on the pile of cards that you feel most drawn to. And I'll give you a minute just to feel that out. And now that you have found your pile of cards, we are going to dive into the readings that I have for you. So you will find in comments the different timestamps for the different piles. So I'm going to be starting with pile number 1 of answering the question, should I make this change? So we're going to dive right in, and looking at this pile here, guys, I have to say that there's so much positive support from the universe, from the angels, in terms of you making this change. So that is very, very clear to me, but we're going to dive into exploring the different facets and the different aspects of this decision so that you can get a clear picture of what messages the angels have for you on should I make this change, or should you make this change. So the first thing that we're going to take a peek at is the overall theme here. What is the overarching themes that what are the overarching themes that we are dealing with here as we're exploring making this change? Okay, so the first card that we have here is the Page of Swords. Okay, so the Page of Swords is oftentimes a new energy. Pages tend to be a new, fresh energy coming in, okay? And when I connect with swords, for me personally, I connect that with thoughts and thinking, okay? So this is really suggesting to me that you have either found a way to look at things from a different perspective, your thoughts have shifted, your thoughts have changed, you are viewing the world in a different way. And because you have this fresh perspective, or you're looking at things in a different way, suddenly you're feeling really called to make some changes in your life, okay? And so I do feel like the changes that are trying to come in for you really support this new way of thinking. You really want to allow yourself to support a more positive way of thinking, a more positive way of viewing the world, a more hopeful way of viewing the world, okay? And this is a fresh energy. I really like it for you. And so, I feel like sometimes it takes a little getting used to when you are first trying to think about things differently, think about things more positively. And I feel like any changes that you're trying to make in your life to support that, I support, the angels support, because it's a little bit like, you can kind of see, I always see this image of the Page of Swords, and he just looks like it's a little hard for him to carry the sword, It's new, it's different, and it's something to get used to, and it's really easy to fall back into old patterns and habits. And I think if we can make decisions that are in alignment with this new way of thinking, it allows us to strengthen our new approaches, our new way of thinking. It allows us to strengthen the changes that we already have made. And so you really are encouraged to make choices that are in alignment with this new way of seeing things, this new perspective. We also have it's really interesting to me, because what this is suggesting to me, what these cards are suggesting to me, and we'll talk about that, is just that you have been doing a lot of inner work, and that you are in the process of doing a lot of inner work. You've been looking within, okay? Here we have the Hermit card, and the Hermit card is all about looking within. It's seeking out solitude, and this isn't necessarily isolating yourself, but just seeking quiet time, seeking alone time, so that you can really look within and connect with the intuitive messages that are available to you. So if you haven't already been doing this, you're really strongly urged to do this, because I think that you're going to find that if you let yourself feel this decision out, you're going to feel really, really good about making this change, and you're going to feel really good and like it's in alignment with your intuitive voice. So this is a way for you to tune in, tap into your intuitive voice, whether it's just quiet time alone, whether it's time spent meditating, or any time that you can spend in your own energy, just allowing yourself to feel things out in the way that you feel things out. And it's so interesting because we also pulled the inner power card. Okay, so again, it's like the answer lies within. Okay, and finding this inner peace, tapping into this inner power, tapping into the answers that we always have the ability to tap into is going to be so key here, okay? So allowing yourself to take a little bit of time, a little bit of space for yourself so that you can also tap into this inner power, because when you are tapped into this inner power, you are tapped into the power of the universe. You are tapped into the power that God provides to you. And when we're tapped into this, we feel pretty limitless. You know what I mean? I feel like to allow yourself to be on this journey, to allow yourself to take a little space and time to feel things out, is going to just strengthen you in making the changes that you're trying to make in your life. And it's going to strengthen you so that you can release any fears that are trying to hold you back, or release them more easily than you would otherwise. So this quiet time to allow yourself to process the way you're viewing the world, to look at things from different perspectives, to feel things out, is going to be really, really important here as you're making this decision. So let's take a look at the current situation that you have going on in your life, okay? So first of all, we have the Ten of Swords, okay? So the Ten of Swords, as you can see, we have this man laying down, and he has the swords like just pinning him down. Some of them are going into him, and they are pinning him down to the ground. This is not really a beautiful image, okay? This is not really a beautiful energy. And like I said before, swords for me tend to be connected with thoughts and thinking, okay? So as I'm looking at this, I'm wondering about what perspectives do you have that aren't helpful to you? What ways of thinking do you have that are really keeping you stuck, keeping you pinned down, keeping you held back, all of that stuff? So what thinking do you need to change? What perspectives do you need to change to allow yourself to move forward? What fear is holding you back from going after your dreams, from going after the things that really matter to you, that your soul is calling for? Because I do feel like with this Hermit energy, you're tuned in, you're tapping in, if not already, you will, to what your soul is asking for, what your soul is calling for, okay? And the Ten of Swords is like not listening to your soul. It's letting fear hold you back. It's letting yourself be stuck and held back. And this really is like, it's in your head, okay? This isn't the reality, it's in your head. And if you can just allow yourself to push past those fears, to look at it from a different perspective, you will realize that you're not as stuck as you think you are, and that there really is a whole lot of support out there to help assist in this process, okay? This also feels to me a bit like this energy is coming from other people as well. So who's holding you back in your life, and how are they preventing you from being your most successful? If your decision is about, should I let this person go? I would say that there's a lot of support for this. Or should I let this job go? Whatever it is that you are trying to make a change with, or trying to let go of, there just feels like a toxic energy, okay? So again, this Ten of Swords can be that toxic energy that can be like being just held back, held down by other people, by other circumstances. And there's such like with this Don Juan card reversed, such kind of a smarmy energy with it, okay? So it's like somebody is using their charisma, their attractiveness, their charm in a way that's just not good, not high vibe, not helpful, not good for anybody. This can also be like presenting something, you know, the package may seem pretty, but like what's inside the package isn't so pretty, you know? So like really paying attention to what's really going on here, and what's under the surface, because what's under the surface, even if it looks really great on paper, even if it presents very well, is not good, and you are being taken advantage of. And this also can be like even the way that you're seeing yourself, are you seeing yourself in a way that's different from who you really are, or are you behaving in a way that's really not in alignment with your beliefs, with your values? So really taking a look at that, and what do I need to change, or what do I need to change that's going on around me? Okay, but I do feel like a lot of this energy seems to be outside of yourself, but this also can be connected to you as well. But here we have the Speak Your Truth card. Okay, so this is about, so if it is within me, if it is a change that I need to make, or if I am behaving in such a way that is holding me back, if I'm behaving in such a way that is not in alignment with my values or how I want to be acting or behaving or treating people or whatever this is, then I need to be honest with myself. I need to connect with my truth. I need to speak my truth to myself and say, coach myself through that. Like, you know what? This isn't okay for me to do this. This isn't okay for me to behave in this way, or this isn't okay for me to remain in this relationship, in this situation, under these circumstances. This is about communicating and expressing what you need. So if it's a outside party situation, or you're dealing with a situation, where do you need to speak your truth? Where do you need to express yourself? And I feel like you're going to get frustrated enough that you do that. But when we're frustrated, we need to be aware of how we're presenting our message. Speak your truth with kindness. Speak your truth with love, but speak your truth with strength. Okay, so I do feel like this is coming through loud and clear. You can call on Archangel Gabriel to assist in that process of communication, and Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of communication and will assist in that process. So how I call on the angels, as I just say, please, Archangel Gabriel, help me to express myself, help me to speak clearly, help me to speak my truth, or whatever it is the intention that you are trying to set for that. Now we're going to move into the next cards are in the advice category. Okay, so in the advice category for you in your life right now, what you have going on, we have the Four of Wands. You need to have more fun. Okay, or there is a want to have more fun. Wants can be connected with work, but this doesn't have to necessarily be your job that you get paid for. It can be, are you working too hard? Are you like doing too much for everybody and other people? And where could you be having more fun? Where could you be celebrating more? Or Four of Wands also can be like, do you feel like in regard to the work that you're doing that you have a solid foundation underneath you, or does it feel kind of shaky, and so asking yourself these questions. But for me, this is oftentimes about celebrating, and also about like feeling like you're living an abundant life, that abundance is flowing. And I'm feeling like maybe it's not in this situation. Like you're not feeling like you're getting what you want. You're not feeling like you're getting what you need in this situation, whether it's money, whether it's something else. You just don't feel like your needs are being fully met. And so absolutely, again, I feel like it's a good idea to make this change. But meanwhile, you want to make sure that you're having more fun, that you're celebrating the things that you do have in your life, that you're not allowing this to just completely hold you back, okay? And then we have, in this advice section, the Divine Child card, okay? So this is really saying to me that you have a special connection to the divine. You have a natural innocence to you. And that innocence, while some people may view that as naive, or your thinking is too magical, or you're focused on the wrong things, this is really saying that no, you're pretty tuned in, you're pretty tapped in, and the world is very magical. And I do feel like this is a little bit of that energy of like there was an innocence lost because you were told to stop being so naive, or you were told to stop believing in magical thinking, or to stop focusing on that stuff, or you were told it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, so much that you started to believe it. start to tap back into that divine child. You are a child of the universe. You are tuned in, tapped into the divine. And if you can allow yourself to just be that trusting child, to understand and to know that amazing things are trying to come into your experience, to understand and to know that if you make this change, that you will be supported, that, you know, that God will show up for you, the divine will show up for you and support you on this journey. And the divine child knows that. Divine child just knows it without needing reassurance from other people, without needing to have all of your ducks in a row, and absolutely get things set for yourself before you make this change. But at the same time, I do feel like this is going to be a little bit of a leap of faith, but the divine child does really well with making leaps of faith, okay? And then also taking time to breathe. So again, it's like, I feel like you have too much going on in your life and you need to take a breather. You need to take some space, probably alone time, alone space, with these hermit and inner power cards showing up as well. Can you take a vacation? Can you take a little trip? Especially if it allows for you to have some time in your own energy so that you can, again, just relax, you can breathe. Sometimes when we're just having fun, when we're just enjoying ourselves, this is where our intuition comes in the loudest. This is where clarity comes in the best, because I think sometimes we're so focused on, I want the answer, I want the answer, I want the answer, that we block ourselves from actually receiving the answer. So can you just get out there, set your intentions for, you know, please show me the way with this, but then get out there, have a good time, take a breath, take a breather, enjoy yourself, get away a little bit, spend some time in your own energy, because I feel like the answers will come through that. Now, the next cards that we have here are in the barriers position, okay? So what are some of the barriers that you're experiencing? And so again, we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And again, this is to me like not really feeling like you're being rewarded for your efforts. This is like I'm working, and I'm just not getting what I want in return, okay? So this might be that you're working really hard to impress somebody and you're not getting that acknowledgement in return. You're working really hard on a relationship and you're not getting that in return. You're putting a lot of energy into the work that you're doing and you're not being paid adequately, or you're not being acknowledged, or whatever this is. But this is just feeling like I'm putting all of this energy into something and I'm not getting what I'm putting into it back, okay? So this is really suggesting that we've got to shift perspectives on this, and I think that this change will really help with that, okay? Because I think that this is your reality right now, is feeling like I'm putting this out there and I'm not really getting there. But it's time to take the hero's journey. We have the hero-heroine card, okay? So this is a journey for personal empowerment, and I feel like whatever this change is that you're trying to make is climbing that mountain on your hero's journey. It is taking steps in the right direction, and it's climbing a mountain. So it might be challenging. It might feel overwhelming. It might feel like a big change. It might feel like a big task that you're taking on. But ultimately, this is like leading to your success, okay? This is leading to your success, and it's leading to spiritual abundance, right? It's leading to abundance. It's leading to money. It's leading to having the things that you want. It's leading to opportunity. It's leading to, you know, if you're, for example, releasing a relationship and you know, opening to a new relationship, or so if you're thinking about leaving a relationship to make space for something new to come in, it's allowing that new relationship to come in, you know, but we've got to make space. We've got to clear things before new things, better things can come in. And this is also about having that focus on, you know what, I deserve amazing things. I deserve to be recognized. I deserve to have abundance in my life. I deserve to have opportunities. I deserve to have relationships that if I'm putting energy into them, I'm getting that energy back. And so really, when you start to shift into understanding that these things are always available to you, we just have to allow them into our life. And so I think that the shift into more of a focus on abundance is going to be really important for you. And making this change, I feel, will absolutely, while it may be work, while it may be effort, is going to lead to more abundance in your life and feeling fulfilled and feeling like you're getting back maybe even more than what you're putting into it. You're getting what you deserve, and that's a really beautiful energy. And then the last cards that we have here are the future cards. So if you make this change, where are things moving? Okay, and so the first card that we have here is the Eight of Cups, and if you can see, we have all of these cups that are like in the background, okay, and then we have again somebody getting ready to climb a mountain, okay, with this, and they're seeking this cup that's in the sky, okay. They're dreaming bigger. They're stepping away from the old way of doing things. They're dreaming bigger, and they're beginning their journey in the direction of their dreams. Go after your dreams. Do it. Go for it. You absolutely should make this change. I feel really, really good about this change for you. And while it, this may seem far away, while you may have to climb a mountain to get to it, it is going to be worth it in the end. So absolutely, I feel like you are leaving some old stuff behind. You're letting go of some stuff that you're just ready to let go of. And you are going on that hero's journey to seek the things that you've always wanted in your life, and going after it is absolutely what it seems you should do here, okay? And then the next card we have here is the mediator card here in the future, okay? So whatever this connects for you, but the card itself says the gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of the argument. So this is really, you finding a balance, you feeling like you can be that mediator in your life for yourself, for other people, you feeling as though you can gain fairness for yourself. This is really about balance. I was talking in this reading about just not feeling like you're getting back what you're giving. And this is about like getting what you're giving. This is about allowing yourself to sort of be in that flow, being in that balance of just, anything that requires balance. So with abundance, with money, it's like what I spend comes back to me. What I spend comes back to me. What I put energy into, I am rewarded. What I put energy into, I am rewarded. And so you see what I'm talking about is this beautiful mediator energy, and just feeling like you can also understand other people. You can kind of be this intermediator, this mediator for people, where you can understand things from both perspectives. And this is also an energy of, see things from all perspectives. Take a look at this from all angles, with all these swords that were showing up earlier. Take a look at this decision. Don't make this decision lightly, look at it from all angles. But I feel like while you may understand from both sides what you should do, I think ultimately you are going to make this decision to make the change, which is so funny because here we have the change and transition card, okay, as your future card. So I think ultimately you will be making this change, and we can call in Archangel Azrael to assist with change and transition. And so this card itself says, thank you, Azrael, for leading me safely through this change. Okay, so understanding that when we make a change, that it might not feel safe, that it might not feel comfortable, but it absolutely is going to be one of the very best things that you can do for yourself. So best of luck as you are beginning to make this change, as you are beginning your hero's journey. Okay guys, let's dive into pile number 2, and it's always so funny to me to see the way that the different piles shape up and the different messages that come with them, because pile 1 was definitely a hell yes energy. Hell yes, you should make that change, okay? Whereas this pile is very much focused around this idea of the answer already, okay? So that's really what I want to reflect back to you as I'm diving into these cards is you do know the answer already. And it's really important above anything else, above this reading, above any other reading, that instead you are listening to your own intuition. Your intuition is, I feel like, basically just screaming at you and telling you the answer. Now, maybe it's fear that's holding you back. Maybe it's something, maybe you don't like the answer that is coming through, or maybe you just feel afraid to dive into making this change. But you're going to want to make sure that you are listening to your intuition above anything else here as you're making this decision of, should I make this change? Okay, so the first cards that we're going to dive into are the theme cards for this question of, should I make this change? Okay, so the very first card that we have here is the clear your vibes. Okay, so if exploring making this change is would be a way for you to clear some things out of your life. If you're considering letting go of some things, clearing some things that just feel heavy, that feel like they no longer serve you, I think that you'll be really, really supported in making this change, okay? Because there is a need to work on raising your vibration. There is a need to work on bringing more light into your world. There is a need to work on releasing ego-based needs, and we're going to dive into that a little bit more as we get into some of these other cards. But some of those behaviors and those needs that are based in the ego, we really want to work on releasing and focusing on, how do I connect more with my soul? How do I connect more with how I can be of service here in this world? How do I connect more with just feeling good and being the light, so that I can share light with other people as well, and I can be a light here in this world? So we have here also the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, so the Seven of Cups reversed is all about making a decision and feeling stuck in making a decision. Not a surprise, since we're taking a look at a video called, Should I Make This Change? Okay, so you are feeling stuck. You're feeling like you're not really sure what to do. And whenever I have the Seven of Cups, it's very much the message of, some options are going to be way better than other options as you're considering changes that you might make in your life, okay? And this is really suggesting to me that you are feeling really stuck. And what I want you to consider is not just what's going to be best for you, but what's going to be best for the world. What is going to be best in order to live out your most purposeful life and to be of service here in this world. I have the Healer card here as well, okay? So this says, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. Okay, so this is suggesting to me that you are a healer, you are a helper, you are here to do healing things here in this world. And that doesn't necessarily have to be what your job is or what you're getting paid for, but how are you a helper? How do you help? How do you serve here in this world? And whatever decision you're trying to make, asking, like, is this what I feel, you know, God, the universe wants me to do? Is this what is going to serve humanity? Is this what is going to be not only best for me, but best for everybody's greatest good? And I think that you really have to consider this as you're thinking about making this change, and honor that healer, helper part of yourself that really is wanting to shine through. And when you work on raising your vibration, when you work on bringing more light into your energy field, it helps you to tap into those healing abilities. It helps you to help other people simply by being in your energy field. When you bring more light into your energy field, when you do more things that bring more positivity into your life, that helps other people too, simply by being in your energy field and feeling the vibes that you are putting off. So let's take a look at the cards that we have here in the current situation as you have it. Okay, so the very first card we have here is Trust Your Vibes. And by the way, guys, this theme is just repeated over and over in this reading, okay? Trust your vibes. Trusting your intuition, trusting what you're feeling here in regard to this choice. I feel like it's very clear. I just feel like there's like fear or ego-based way of thinking that is preventing you from moving forward with this, that is preventing you from making the best decision for yourself here. So whatever it is that your intuition is saying to you, and that's, by the way, not like the screaming loud voice in your head. It's oftentimes that neutral voice that is just calling to you to do something different or to continue to do something that you're doing, whatever it is. I always say, like, intuition is that voice that we usually describe, because we'll usually say, I don't know why I feel compelled to do this, but I don't know why I felt like I should say this, but I don't know why I am thinking about this, but okay. So a lot of times that is our intuition coming in, trying to show us the way. And we have here the Fool card reversed, okay? So the Fool card reversed is all about feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you are feeling maybe too scared to begin a new journey. Okay, the Fool card is all about a new journey. So feeling too afraid to take a new journey, feeling too stuck to take a new journey, feeling like you can't move forward in some way. So this is you really feeling like you're not sure, again, what direction you should go in. And or I feel like you do know what direction you should go in, but you're just feeling too scared to move forward, or there's something major holding you back from moving forward. And it's going to be really important for you to focus on, how do I release whatever is holding me back? Because whatever your intuition is telling you, you need to listen and you need to take action on whatever that is. We also have the Hedonist card reverse, okay? So the Hedonist card reverse is all about, well, I'll read it to you first. So it says, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. Indulge at the expense of others. So where are you indulging too much? Where are you kind of indulging that ego too much? Where are you making decisions that aren't best for your physical health, for your psychological, emotional health? Where are you just making decisions that flat out aren't good for you, okay? Or where are you staying stuck in a situation that is very clearly not good for you, is very clearly not good for your overall well-being, okay? How can you take better care of yourself? What changes do you need to make to support this idea, okay? You really want to make sure that you're doing that. So I'm feeling like that stuckness. I'm feeling like you're just not taking the best care of yourself you could possibly be taking. And so it's really time to take a look at that, and to take a look at what's holding you back, and to take a look at what your intuition is been trying to tell you, okay? So the next step that we have here, or the next position in this reading, is the advice section, okay? So again, we have honor your feelings. Another way to say, listen to your stinking intuition. Your intuition is showing you the way every step of the way, okay? And so honor your feelings, honor that intuition that you're having, and honor the feelings that you're having, honor your emotions as well, okay? So your emotions are trying to show you the way. Your emotions are trying to guide you, and when we can just follow our joy, when we can follow those things that make us feel joyful, that make us feel good, that make our vibration feel higher, that make us feel full of light, those things that I say fill us up, those are the things that you want to like move in that direction of. I feel like if the change that you're trying to make is something that would make you feel more joyful, would make you feel higher vibrational, would make you feel lighter, would fill you up, then absolutely go in that direction. Your feelings, your emotions are trying to show you the way. And if something feels really stressful, if something feels really awful, if something feels really negative, low vibration, don't continue to move in that direction. Make the change, make the shift, or if you're feeling forced like you should make a change, and but that feels really bad and that feels really negative, and it doesn't feel like it's best for your overall good, then don't make the change. Okay, so you really want to listen to your feelings. Your feelings are helping to show you the way. And then we have here the goddess energy. Okay, so the goddess energy is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Okay, so how do we tap back into that goddess energy, or that godlike energy if you are male? How do we tune in and tap into that? How do we honor the divine that exists within us, that is trying to flow through us? And we are an extension of the divine, okay? And we're not meant to be here on this planet to be suffering all the time, or to be stuck in old ways of thinking and old ways of doing things. We are here to also enjoy ourselves, to have a good time, to shine, to just tap into that goddess-like aspect of ourselves that is really beautiful and an extension of the divine. We are very, very powerful here on this planet. We can manifest amazing things if we put our time and our energy into it. We can connect with our confidence. We can connect with our self-love if we recognize the divinity that exists within us. And I feel like this is going to be really important in order to get you to a place where you have the confidence to make the decision for yourself here, okay? And then the next cards that we have here are the barriers that are showing up for you, okay? So here we have the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles is very much about helping other people, okay? So I feel like you need to make a decision that will be best for everybody involved, okay? And what this means is like really thinking about, how am I of service here in this world? Like, what is my purpose? How do I help? What do I do here? And making decisions, making changes or choices for yourself that are in alignment for that. Every single day I wake up and I ask God to show me, please God, show me how I can be of service today here in this world, because in my opinion, that is one of the most important things. And you very much have, again, this healing helper energy. So this is something that you are here to do. You are here to be a light in this world. You're here to help. You're here to serve. And that doesn't mean you don't get to have a good time and you don't get to follow your joy and you don't get to enjoy yourself. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that when we are being of service, that actually is for the helpers and the healers joyful for us. It does fill us up. It does light us up. So making whatever decision that is going to support that, okay? We also have here the damsel card, okay? So this is saying to me that relationships may be playing a role here. And this is really saying, you know, what is a healthy relationship? And how can I have healthier relationships in my life? And how is this decision that I'm trying to make in relation to healthy relationships? Do I need to set some boundaries? Do I need to make some changes to my romantic relationship, to my family relationships, to my work relationships, whatever? I mean, that we have so many relationships. How do I need to change my relationship with myself so that I can see myself in a more confident way, so I can see the goddess within me, so I can see myself in a more positive light, okay? And this is also about relying on yourself, being your own hero or heroine, you know, like saving yourself, doing it for yourself, and not relying on somebody else to make this decision for you, to do this for you. This is about you doing this for you, whatever this is, whatever your intuition is telling you you need to do, whether it's to make the change or to stay put or to make a different change in your life. And when you can kind of come back to like, I am responsible for my life, I am responsible for my choices, and so I'm taking that responsibility and I'm going to make choices for myself, and I'm not going to allow other people to make those choices for me, and I'm not going to blame things on other people or blame the choices on other people. I'm recognizing my responsibility here and how responsible I am for empowering myself and empowering my life. And we also have this is so funny to me, the inner voice. Like, again, listen to your intuition, okay? Because we have the inner voice, and it is like clearly, like, I don't know if you can see it because of the light, speaking in your ear. Pay attention to the thoughts that you are having. Pay attention to what you are feeling. Pay attention to what you're being guided. You are getting your messages. So, you know, it's either like you get them and then you get afraid, or the ego steps in and is like, no, you can't do that, or what are people going to think, or whatever it is that negative voice in your head is telling you. Ignore it and listen to the voice that's coming from within. Your guides and your angels are trying to show you the way. So then the next cards that we have here are the future cards, okay? So here we have the Ace of Cups reversed, okay? So the Ace of Cups reversed is like, it's really important that we are filling our cup ourselves, that we're not relying on other people to fill our cup, that we're not relying on other people or circumstances to define who we are, to define our happiness. That really is going to come from within. And we really have to listen from within to make choices for our life that is going to fill our cup, that is going to make us joyful, that is going to make us happy. And so this is really about, like, please tune out the peanut gallery that is trying to tell you to do this or to do that, or you should do this or you shouldn't do that. Please stop listening to that negative ego voice that is telling you that you can't do something, or that you shouldn't do something, or what about this and what about that, and bringing up all the negativity and maybe putting you down or whatever that looks like. But Instead, focus on how can I fill my cup up? How can I take better care of myself? How can I be responsible for my own happiness? How can I learn to be whole without anybody else? And I think that this is the energy that you're stepping into, but you've got to make some decisions that will help to support that. You've got to learn how to be, again, your own. You've got to learn how to be the goddess. You've got to learn how to be your own knight in shining armor. You know, in any circumstances, you are responsible for your life. You are responsible for your choices. No one else can make these for you. And it's going to be really important that you are listening to your intuition and only your intuition here when you are deciding, should I make this change? But what I see here for you in the future is just continuing to have this beautiful seeker energy. Okay, so the seeker energy is thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So I think whatever direction you decide to go to, you are really seeking out the truth, seeking out learning, seeking out wisdom. You are going on a journey, and you're going to be learning about yourself. You're going to be learning about other people. You're going to be learning about the truth. You're wanting to understand things. You're wanting to understand yourself. You're wanting to understand the world. And so it's like the seeking energy, the wanting to learn, wanting to gain wisdom. And as long as you foster that, I think that this is going to lead to so many joyful, wonderful things for you. And here we have the Live Your Joy card, okay? So this is about just finding a way to connect with your joy in the here and now, okay? And finding a way to have gratitude for even the things that for even the little things in your life right now, because when you can move into gratitude, you can manifest amazing things. But what I see for you with this Live Your Joy is like just listening to what it is that you really want deep down, what it is that your intuition is telling you, and this is ultimately going to result in you feeling joyful. I mean, look at her. She looks pretty happy, right? She's like jumping for joy. She is surrounded in happy vibrations, happy light, happy energy. Her aura is like just really beautifully lit, okay? So working on raising your vibration, working on making choices that are best for you and best for your overall well-being, joy, and happiness. And I think if you can just follow the path of your joy, you are going to make the absolute best decision for you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to card pile number 2. Okay guys, let's dive into pile number 3. So the very first thing that I would like to comment on is that this very much feels like it's connected to relationships in some way, whether it's relationships, a romantic relationship, family relationship, work relationship, our relationship with the people in our life, our relationship with ourselves, but there very much is that theme. And I feel like in the whole theme that I'm seeing across the board is that you are going to be working on, as you're looking at, should I make this change, finding a way to love yourself more, finding a way to accept yourself more, and to give yourself that compassion and to work on self-love. So that really is the overarching theme here that we have, and the overarching message is to work on that self-love and to put some time and some energy into that. I think that that's going to be really, really key here as we're taking a look at this. And if this isn't in relation to a relationship, it's very much about a choice, which makes sense since we're asking about, should I make the change? Now, let's start with the cards that are in the theme category for this reading, okay? And first we have the Lover's card reversed, okay? So the Lover's card can be connected to a relationship. It can be in connection with making a choice in regard to a relationship, but it can also be in regard to just simply making a choice, okay? And feeling like you don't know what choice to make, feeling like you're not sure what direction to take this in. And I always say, I always like to look at this angel that is over top here in this card. It's kind of hard because it's reflecting the light. Over top here in this card, and to remember that your guides and your angels are always here to help you. And if we don't call on them and ask for help, they cannot help us unless it's a really major safety issue or a big issue here in our, that will impact our life really significantly. So they basically are sitting around waiting for you to ask for help. And so if you don't know how to make this choice, ask to be shown, ask for help, ask for guidance. I promise you, if you're paying attention, the guidance will come, the help will come, you will be shown, okay? Here again, this is suggesting to me that we are looking at relationships here in some way. We have the companion card reversed, okay? So the companion card reverse says, betrayal by misusing confidence, loss of personal identity. So where have you gotten lost in the shuffle? Where have you lost yourself? What relationships have you been in that you just feel like you have gotten lost in, or you have given up so much of yourself? Where have you felt betrayed? Where have you felt like, I put my trust into another person, another situation, and that trust was betrayed? I think that is going to be a huge factor here as you are considering, should I make this change? Okay, and so taking a look at that, because what we want is for you to reconnect with you, with who you really are, with what you really want in your life. And so is the situation as it stands in alignment with what you really want, or do you need to make a change? And I think that you really deep down know the answer to this question. And so as you tune in, tap into yourself through meditation, as you take a little bit of time to be in your own energy, this card says, don't hate, meditate. Take a little time to meditate, take a little time to tune in to your intuition and let it guide you. You have all of the answers within you, and it's going to be really important for you to listen to those. And sometimes just taking quiet time to allow ourselves to connect with those messages is really, really helpful. So if you're not somebody who meditates, find how you get into a meditative state. Sometimes for me, answers come when I'm in that meditative state, when I'm driving, when I'm not really noticing how I'm getting from point A to point B, when I'm in that autopilot mode, or when I'm taking a shower and I kind of go into that zone there where I'm just focused on what I'm doing there in the shower, or when I'm getting ready for my day. So there are times that we go into that meditative state without having to actually meditate. So paying attention to the messages that are coming through for you while you are doing those things. Now, the next cards that we have here are the current situation as it stands. Okay, so here we have the Devil card reversed. This is really interesting because remember, we pulled the Lovers card, and if you can see, this really is like, it's a very similar thing, right? Except for with the Lovers card, we have the angel above us. With the Devil card, we have the devil above, and we have the man and the woman are chained up. Okay, and so this very much is an energy of feeling controlled, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't move forward. But what I always love when this Devil card shows up is this is always a reminder of, like, you are not as stuck as you think you are. And it might feel like you are chained to a person. It might feel like you are chained to a situation. It might feel like you have no understanding of how you're going to move forward from this or what you're going to do, but you still are not as stuck as you think you are. And it's really important. Can we call on the angels instead of allowing this negative energy to control us? Can we ask for help from the light in order to make those changes? And it really can be as simple as looking up and saying, please, angels, help me. Please, God, help me. Please, universe, help me. I need your help with this. I need to be shown how I can move forward, how I can make this change, how I can move out of this situation. But you are not as stuck as you think you are. And a lot of times when this is reversed, this is like you keeping yourself stuck through just repeating patterns, or feeling afraid to move forward, or through negative self-talk that just is shutting you down every single time you try to move forward. Move forward. Let yourself move forward. Let yourself go for it. Let yourself make the change if you feel compelled to make the change. But don't stay stuck in a position that you feel powerless, in a position that is controlling over you. You need to find a way to, you together with the divine, you together with the universe, to be in charge of your life. Ultimately we need to surrender to our higher power, right? But at the same time, you need to be down here in your life, making choices for yourself, and feeling like you have the freedom to do that. That's going to be really important, to let those chains, whatever those chains are for you, to release those and let those go. One of those ways that you're going to be able to do that is through body movement. Okay, the card says move your body. So, I think that some answers will come through exercise, through movement, through getting out and about, doing different things, having fun, going dancing, enjoying yourself. So get out there and move your body. That's going to be really key here as we're stepping into this. Okay, but what's really interesting is, again, I keep saying, like, this feels like relationship stuff. Okay, and we have the Virgin card reversed. The Virgin card reversed is a fear of an intimate union. And so whether this is you, whether this is your partner or the person that you're in a relationship with, or and it doesn't have to be, again, a romantic relationship, but where is there a fear of intimacy, of closeness, of vulnerability, and how is that impacting this change that you are considering making? And I always feel like it is a really beautiful thing when we can allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Now, we don't always want to allow ourselves to be vulnerable when we have this devil card situation. If someone won't respect that, if it's not a safe place for us to be vulnerable, then we want to think about, okay, how do I put myself into a different kind of a situation, maybe a different relationship where I feel like I can be more me, where I feel like I can be authentically true to who I am and just authentically be me, where can I be vulnerable and have that be supported and have that be overall feel really, really safe for me within a relationship. That is what we're looking for here. That is the energy that we're looking for here. So if you're asking yourself, should I make this change? If that change would support you being more you, more authentically you, feeling more comfortable in your own skin, feeling like, or putting yourself in a situation where you just feel like you can be more intimate and closer to another person or to yourself. Sometimes it's like when you leave a relationship, you suddenly are able to like really recognize who it is that you are, and you can feel even closer with who you are and more intimate with who you are as well. So whatever is going to help you to work on releasing that fear of intimacy, where can you be, where is it safe for you to be your most authentic you? Okay, and that's the change that you're going to want to make, or the decision that you're going to want to make for yourself. Now, the next cards that we have here are in the advice category. Okay, so here we have the Three of Cups reversed. You need more time with your friends. You need more time getting out there, just having a good time, celebrating. You are not having enough fun. You are not getting out there enough. You are not enjoying yourself, enjoying life enough. It's really important to just get out there and enjoy life, because when we are doing that, and of course we don't want to overindulge in anything, but while we are having a good time, while we are enjoying ourselves, this is when we manifest the really cool stuff. Okay, this is when we magnetize the high vibrational, the positive, the good things to us. And so get out there and have a good time. Get out there and enjoy yourself. This is really, really key here. Okay, and then we have, again, there is something in your life that just feels controlling, heavy, really challenging. Okay, because we have this Destroyer card showing up reversed. Okay, so the Destroyer card is like a volcano that is exploding. Okay, so where is there an exploding volcano in your life? Where is there destruction in your life that you need to release? And if this change would release that destruction, that is the step in the right direction. Okay, and the card itself says intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. Who is destroying your dreams? Who is destroying your potential? Is it you? Are you holding yourself back? Are you being so controlling and trying to control your life so strongly that you're actually preventing yourself from going after your dreams? Are you, when you start to dream, putting yourself down and saying, you can't do that, you don't deserve that, or whatever that internal dialogue looks like? But how are you holding yourself back? Or who is holding you back? Who is destroying your dreams? Who is making you feel like you can't achieve your highest potential, that you can't go after your dreams? And if you have those people in your life that put that down all the time, you are highly encouraged to make that change, to release that, to let that go, because we really need you to be around people that you can celebrate with, that will celebrate you, that will celebrate your success, that you can have a good time with, okay? And understanding that you are learning, you are on a learning journey, you are a student of the universe, and so you are learning some really big lessons here. So try not to get too hard, be too hard on yourself. Try not to get too down on yourself for the things that you view as mistakes. These things, these choices that you have made are very much in alignment with lessons you were meant to learn. And I feel as though you are learning them, you know? And whenever I'm trying to release a pattern of behavior from my life, which usually a pattern of behavior is a lesson that you are learning, but you're not really being successful in learning the lesson, okay? So when I am wanting to graduate from a particular lesson that is showing up in my life, I ask myself, how can I do this differently this time? How can I approach this differently? How can I break up my normal pattern? How can I do it differently, respond differently, change the way that I would handle this? And it might be a little subtle shift, or it might be a total major shift, and I listen to my intuition with that. And when I can do that, I totally empower myself. I usually totally graduate with that lesson, and I get more lessons. We always are learning lessons and growing. If we're not, you know, it's well, we always should be learning and growing, right? Or what's the point? So you are learning lessons, and so be patient with yourself and try to figure out, how can I successfully graduate from this lesson that has been presented to me? What choice should I make that will allow for that? And that will tell you, should I make this change or not? So finally, we have the future cards here for you. Okay, so whatever it is, I think that you're going to know the answer. I think that you're going to know whether or not to make this change. And whatever that is leading to some really beautiful growth and abundance. Okay, so she's got all this, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so Pentacles for me are always connected with abundance and money and resources and opportunities. And so she is just surrounded by that. It is growing. She is feeling confident in her red dress. She is feeling good. She is feeling empowered. She is feeling opportunity in the form of this bird here. So opportunity is showing up for her. She's just empowered. She's feeling good, and she has planted some really important seeds that are now growing. So whatever it is that you're working on, if you do make this change, if that's intuitively what feels right, or if you decide to stay wherever you're at, if that's what intuitively feels right, it's going to lead to some amazing things growing and building here with us. So as long as you listen to the advice that we talked about earlier, this is the direction that we are moving into, okay? And this is you working toward loving and accepting yourself. The card says love and accept yourself, okay? So this is you working on, you know, being your own Valentine, right? And that doesn't mean that you can't have a beautiful romantic relationship, that you can't have amazing people in your life, but this is about learning how to be whole without anyone else. And so that the people who are in your life are simply enhancements. They are simply, they bring joy into your life. But how can you work on self-love, loving and accepting yourself? And I feel like if you can focus on that, you really are going to get to a place where you're feeling more confident. You're feeling more loving towards yourself. You're talking more lovingly towards yourself. And the people in your world are reflecting that because you love yourself, so they treat you with love and respect too. And then the last card that we have here is the Avenger card, okay? And this is you stepping into your power. This is you learning how to be an advocate for yourself or for other people. You know, this is you learning how to be your own superhero. This is you, you know, doing things, making choices, doing things that are best for yourself, best for your family, best for society. You know, this is you being a superhero, okay? Being a superhero in your own life, being a superhero in this world, doing things that are best for the collective, for the planet, whatever this is. I'll read you the card. It says, desire to balance the scales of justice. righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. And so I do feel like you're stepping into that, and I do feel like when you're in that place where you're loving yourself, where you're feeling more confident, you just have this ability to naturally do this better. You have the ability to set boundaries. You have the ability to step in and help other people where needed, and you have the ability to make decisions that are going to be best not only for yourself but for the collective. So I hope that that gives you some guidance in the direction of, should I make this change? I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you do that. I'm going to be doing more of these pick-a-pile readings, and hit that notification bell so you can get notifications for, or hit the bell so you can get notifications for all the videos that I'm sharing here on the channel. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to learn more about me or about Clarity, you can check me out at discoveryourawakening.com. I will see you guys soon with another video. Take care.